Hi, I'm Melanie Suarez, and we and Natalia are doing a project of how the media abord the news. In this project, we pretend to compare the tragedy of Valparaiso, occurred on April 12 of 2014, and how the media exposed it to a catastrophe that has happened in the country of the interior. The catastrophe that affected Chile, it is well known in every country, thanks to the spread in the news, letting us see front pages, articles, and reports from different countries around the world about the fire that consumed almost 40% of urban area of Valparaiso, that left 12,500 victims and 2,900 burning houses. Some surveys made in Chile show the percent of publications on international newspapers that talk about the incident. Thanks to that, we can have an idea on how the international agencies of newsmaking showed the tragedy that affected Chile, Valparaiso, the last 12 April 2014, letting us see the vision that the foreign viewers receive about the fire on their respective news channels. After that, we will try to find some similar catastrophe in the country of the interior and investigate how the media exploited the situation, asking him the feelings that he got when he saw the news, to demonstrate the similar actions taken by the agencies to present catastrophes like this.
Hello, my name is Natalia. I'm a student of journalism of the University of Valparaiso, and I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? What's your name?
Bettina.
How old are you?
31.
Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm a mother.
What are you doing here in Chile?
Holiday.
Did you know that Valparaiso suffered a big fire in April?
Yes.
The news in your country showed what happened?
Yeah, I don't have a television, so I don't know if it was on the television news, but I saw it on the internet.
Okay. Has happened a catastrophe like the fire in Valparaiso in your country?
We get fires, in Australia we get fires, a lot of fires, bushfires.
Yeah. Who was the coverage of the media about the catastrophes that happens in your country?
How's the coverage?
Yeah.
There's a lot of coverage. Yeah, it's like, because it's an event that happens every year, we have a lot of bush, a lot of forests, so we have a lot of forest fires. So the coverage is saying what happened, but it's also warning citizens and residents where the next fire might come. So it's information for the next fire, as well as coverage.
It's preventive.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
What do you remember of seeing most about the catastrophe? About the catastrophe that occurred in your country?
Ooh, it's difficult to say. I guess because my parents live in the forest area, so I always think, is it near my parents? Is it near my friends? And otherwise, it's terrible for when people lose their homes. It's also terrible for the wildlife. Lots of animals that are killed. And then after the disaster, lots of coverage, especially via social media, of where you can donate things to help people who've lost everything.
Okay. Which media was the most complete of showing what happened? Internet, television?
Equal, internet, television, radio as well, and then social media.
What film did you get after seeing the news on your habitual news program?
I don't know, because it happens every year. It's inevitable,
It's
almost.
right?
Yeah, you go, oh, that's a shame, but that's what happens. It's Australia and it's summer.
What point do you think your news program exploded more? Bad organization?
Not sure. The coverage is pretty comprehensive, so there's lots of different aspects that are covered. So.
Is there something about the tragedy that the media didn't show?
No, like I said, it's pretty comprehensive.
And do you have any idea of how the international news covers the catastrophe that happens in your country?
They tend to exaggerate. So I have family who live in Europe, and so whenever there's a fire anywhere near Sydney, we get phone calls from our relatives saying, oh, we've heard that all of Sydney is burning, or all of New South Wales is burning, or even all of Australia is burning. No, it's not. No,
We're fine.
no, we're fine. We're fine. So, foreign news exaggerates it, but also they don't know the specific locations. So,
Well, thank you very much.
good luck.
Thank you.
In conclusion, we got that at least in Australia and Chile, the way that the media shows the catastrophes is the same. They try to cover it, all the aspects, and in the same time they try to prevent the population. So it's also preventive. Other common aspect is how they use the social media to propagate information, in the same way that it happened here in Chile for the fire. They also use the social medias like Facebook and Twitter as a way to get help, like donatives for the people who lost everything. Also, we can say that thanks to all the technology, we can know what happens around the world in seconds. The news spreads in a real short time, making the catastrophes a concern worldwide, like the fire of Valparaiso and the fires that scourge Australia every year. But this has a bad side, because the news tend to exaggerate what is happening when they don't have all the information. All because they're trying to tell the world what is happening to get them informed in a short time. Especially the international media causing a concern in the population. Like an interview told us about how the international media exposed the fires that happens in Australia in the Europe news.